A lot of expensive shops here now. He's loving it. He's loving it. Every single bench is taken. And smelliest video that I've made. You either love it or you hate it. In 2019, Soho was officially the dirtiest, unhealthiest place to live in Britain. Not good. Down to all the junk food restaurants, the food that was available, the lack of sunlight, bit of sunlight for you there, very briefly, no green spaces, pollution, and yeah, just not a very healthy, positive place to live. I don't know where it ranks now, I couldn't quite find it, but I thought, that sounds like a YouTube video. Now it has changed considerably over the last 400 years, starting as farmland, no surprise there. And like a lot of places in London, it got converted around the kind of 1700 times. And it was originally kind of built and developed for upper class and aristocrats. And let me tell you, it changed. But before I give you a fun little bit of history, we're gonna go for a mooch. I'm gonna take you on a fun little walk around Soho. If you're new to my channel, I'm Hannah, I live in London. And yes, it is Friday, I've just finished work and I thought, let's go and make a YouTube video. The sun is briefly out, it's pretty warm actually. And yeah, let's go for a little bit of a wander around some streets that maybe you've never been to. But we are a stone's throw from Oxford Circus. I've done a lot of videos in the area, working my way around, all right? We'll make it to East London at some point, but I'm on the world famous Carnaby Street. Definitely famous in the 60s into the 70s. I'm sure some people in the comments may remember it. Obviously you're all 21, but you may remember this still. I feel like once you get to about 40, your age starts to go back down again, right? That's what people are telling me. I don't make the rules. But even today, it's still a hustly, bustly, busy street for shopping. Nothing really too unique, I'll be honest with you. It tends to be kind of the big popular brands down here. And they're probably the only ones that can afford the rent. Let's be honest here, people. I'm gonna have to literally like balance you on this, I don't know, it says danger 400 volts. I'm sure we're fine. But yes, we are at Soho. We're in Soho, I should say. Whack a map up on the screen, Hannah, and you'll see that we're kind of sandwiched between, what have we got? We've got Mayfair, we've got Oxford Street, Regent Street, which I would have just probably done a video on actually. And yeah, we're a stone's throw from the fancy area of Mayfair, the not so fancy area of Piccadilly, and we are very, very central, which is why it was rife, obviously, to go from farmland to a nice area for the rich to live in. And yeah, there's a few changes over the years, I shall say. It obviously was developed, like I say, for the wealthy, and you can tell that in the architecture. Some of it is very regal, very, very beautiful. And yeah, some rich people lived here and enjoyed it for many moons, but something went wrong. One word: cholera. Oh, this is quite a good little visual actually, if I can hold the camera still. This park that we're in, called Golden Square Gardens, there's only a couple of them in Soho. I'll show you literally both of them. But yeah, this was kind of one of very few areas to enjoy some green. I must say, it is slightly less green and more pavement. Oh, we've even got table tennis, that's quite nice. Oh, the sun is out. But yes, this is a very, very, very central London park. Guess what? You don't have to have a key to get in. They'll lock it at night, but us normal people are allowed in. If you watch my videos, you know a lot of parks in central London, you need a key. You need to be a resident in the area in order to get access to it. But it's a very busy park. I don't want to film people too much. The grass is a bit depressing. It's not the prettiest of parks, but something I said a moment ago, yes, by the 1800s, those rich, the famous, the aristocrats, the upper class were getting the heck out of Soho because everybody was getting ill. Disgusting disease was spreading and they wanted out. And after all that couple of hundred years of development, making it nice in the area, having these parks, questionable parks, yeah, within 100 years, everybody had gone. Anyone with a bit of money had gone. And it became a bit of a squalid, gross area where the poor, unfortunately, were having a tough time and the rich had moved out. I feel like things are still quite similar these days, but hey. Went a bit pear-shaped and the area became absolutely disgusting, let's be honest. And it kind of stayed like that for a really long time, and it was kind of 1900s, honestly, to about 1980, and I know a lot of you guys will agree with this or remember it, shall I say. The area became, Soho became known for, I don't know how to say this because I don't want to get demonetized and my video taken down, but certain adult activities, services, shows, cinemas, I googled this, not on my work computer. But yeah, over 50 stores were available and freely open for people to go and browse and shop. Over 40 cinemas showing a few cheeky things or two, and a bunch of shows. But lots of rules and regulations, which I'm not going to go into, made all of those services unavailable. And really, it wasn't until like the 1990s, maybe 1995 really, that this area got a lot nicer. There's a lot more restaurants. This is a destination for people to come onto it, the theatre district. This is our Broadway, basically, of New York. This is what we have, the West End. But yeah, this now is a vibrant area for people to come out. This is not an ad for Soho, by the way. Lots of restaurants, places to go, party places. Yeah, and it's got a little bit better. Well, it couldn't get much worse, could it? I will give my personal opinion. I moved to London a while ago now. I've been here about 15 or so years. How old am I? And I'm going to be honest with you, when I was at uni, Soho was still a little bit ropey. It definitely still has its moments. You've got to have your wits about you, have your phone on a strap. More on that in a minute. And yeah, it's nice, but it's definitely not a fancy place to be. The restaurants are very good value. You get a lot of good pre-theatre, prefix menus. There's been a few wafts as I've walked through here, I must admit. Soho still needs a little bit of a polish. Yeah, but it's a really good place and it is affordable. And I can't not mention the windmill down here. I feel like when I was younger, this actually had a windmill on, and maybe I'm imagining it, but it's a very famous club that is still open today, over 100 years old. I think it used to be a cinema back in the day, but it was kind of a staple for the area. Does anyone remember the London Trocadero? I remember it as a teenager. I remember coming up and it was like this futuristic escalator with games and a cinema, right? Also, can I just acknowledge, it's the 50th birthday of McDonald's and they've got like all the old characters out again. That is a memory from childhood, I swear. But along Shaftesbury Avenue with a very noisy car, very noisy indeed. We have the theatre district. You guys will probably recognise this. Like I say, it's a bit like Broadway in New York. Oh, look at that, with a lone cloud in the sky. Guys, like this video. This is probably the last video you'll see where there's blue sky until next year. But yes, instead of tabletop dancing, people jiggling their bits. We've got 40 towers. I always think you are a theatre fan or not. Because let's be honest, it can be really expensive to go to the theatre. Like it adds up even with cheap tickets. So yeah, I do enjoy going to the theatre. I must admit, I'm not very good at booking tickets. 40 Towers is apparently very good. Loads of people have recommended it to me. What have we got? Frank Skinner, 30 Years of Dirt. Well, that's pretty suitable for Soho. And you're never too far, well, from a police. Well, maybe not actually. From a cake place, Cafe Concerto. Wouldn't be a video without me pointing out some places to eat. Now, Chinatown is down there along with Leicester Square. I'm not going to show you that because I just did that in another video. Oh, look at that. London's so much nicer in the sun. And you'll see lots of old theatres that are still running. And I always think, were people just like a lot shorter back in the day? I think they were. I think there is a scientific thing, isn't there? I always think that like theatre seats are really small. I don't know, maybe I just like to have a bit more comfort, but that often puts me off going to a show that's really long. I don't know, comment below, do you agree? Probably not. But yes, up until the late 80s, all of this, like I said, some of you guys might comment, they would have been different shops. I don't know what word to use without my channel getting in trouble. Puppets, we'll call them puppet shops. I don't know. But actually, I just walked past this place, which I thought looks really, really cute. Very cozy. But yes, it's a very inclusive area, lots of bars, lots of clubs, and lots of good times, I guess. Also just realised I think I'm going to have to cut out the last couple of minutes that I was filming, because there are still quite a lot of adult stores here, and I've just realised that I've to look back at the footage, I've been filming as I go along, and a lot of people have been going out the shops, and I think that's very rude of me to put on the internet to maybe tens of thousands of people that those people were filmed coming out of a puppet shop. I actually just popped into the Co-op because it's really warm and got water. Honestly, that was like the mouldiest supermarket that I've seen. It was disgusting. It was all mould in all the shelves. Just, ugh. But as the 2000s have progressed, there are a lot of expensive shops here now. Yeah, some very expensive shops, even on Wardour Street. Okay, I'd say even in the last couple of years this has gone even further. Quite a lot of men's ones as well. You've got a J.W. Anderson's, fancy fashion, Soho Residence, a nice bar, and then an Ann Summers. We've got it all apparently. And still, loads of these, of course there are. He's loving it, he's loving it. But also a significant amount of slightly depressing and drippy, what is going on there? Side alleys. Well, they're all queuing for something. There's always lots of fashion pop-ups along here. That's a really big queue. But down Wardour Street, I think this is probably the most popular place to go and get food, to have drinks. Lots of fun places to go if that is your cup of tea. And also, this is where the Marquee Club was based. And yeah, lots of very, very famous rock stars had to start their careers here. People like Jimi Hendrix, AC/DC, the list is very long. So yeah, and it's a pretty creative place to be. There's still a decent amount of live music, but definitely not as much as there used to be. I think people are more interested in bubble tea and ice cream these days. So you've got Crosstown Bakery, Venchi, oh my god, you guys have told me like 5 times how to say it. And then like a Hummingbird Bakery over there. We love the sweets. There's going to be shops, people are going to be like, oh Hannah, I used to go here, why have you not shown it? I'm doing my best. You've got a zigzag along here. So what have we got? Sounds of the Universe Records. I love the tiling outside of this. How cool is that? I like the kind of original stuff. And it would be rude not to go on the corner of Broadwick Street and Berwick Street. Oh darling, I wouldn't be driving down there. I've got to stay in this car. Oh, this way. But this is what we do. We try to stand in the sun whenever it's out and have a beer or 4. And this pump here is very, very famous, kind of for all the wrong reasons. So I mentioned that cholera earlier. They did in fact do an investigation, a bloke called John Snow, and realised that this was where all of the issues with the public water came from. Oh dear. Apparently this has been replaced. Like it wouldn't be, my gosh. So yes, it is a replica, but this water source is where everything went wrong in Soho and hundreds of years of development basically went down the pan. And there is a blue plaque up there for John Snow for his work on finding out the research as to what on earth went wrong and why everyone was getting ill, and a pub named after him. And things, it's taken a few hundred years to get a little bit better. Does anyone remember the green Pretz? And they were like vegetarian, were they vegan? Vegetarian Pretz, I think. I think they all went pre-pandemic, but this was one of the first ones. I mean, it's a Pret now, it's not that exciting. I think I've mentioned Pret in every video in the last month, but I must say, oh my god, the streets are so dirty. I must say, Pret is so expensive, I think, for what it is. I do have some, I think I've changed the order of the videos, but I do have an interesting food video coming. But yeah, I do think that there's probably better places to eat around here. Just not the Co-op, avoid that one. And outside of this music store, you are here, 23rd of July 1995. Anyone recognise? I'm sure you do. And if you don't, what are you doing? Is that about it? I might be a lamppost out. There we go. Will Oasis ever reunite? I don't know. I'm not hopeful. I think it's Noel, isn't it? I think he's the one holding it all up. Okay. Not a place that I really want to be past maybe like 9 p.m. You've got to have your wits about you, like with anywhere in London. You've got to look after your things. And yeah, I want to show you how I am staying safe, because I've said it and I'll say it again. You need to look after your phone and your stuff when you are walking around London, especially these days. If you're like me and you are glued to your phone, you definitely kind of get your phone in and out of your bag all the time, out of your pocket. But I have got this cute new case from Casetify. Oh my gosh, it's so adorable. They have this new ballet core like theme. They have loads of stuff on the website. I know you guys probably watched my video a few weeks ago. They have a customization section, but yes, cases that actually work. I drop my phone all the time and my phone is not even scratched. If you're walking around busy areas, make sure you have your phone on a strap. It's great because I have my phone with my cute new phone case, and I also have this gorgeous little AirPod case, which is so fun. I like the mirror. It's great to check how terrible my makeup looks and continue on with the vlog. And I also love that the straps come in multiple colors, so we can kind of like blend in with your outfit and no one would know, and you've got your phone ready to go whenever you want to check your Instagram, or like me, constantly checking where I am because I keep walking down the wrong roads in Soho. So guys, check out Casetify. They have so many fun things and they're great for gifts as well. And oh my gosh, it's another one of these. The link is in the description, casetify.com/Hannah Ricketts. But yeah, let's carry on. A little bit of a mooch. But these days you're never a few moments from a Joe and the Juice and a pub. And if you're wondering, majority of the buildings are commercial. There are some flats in the area, but my gosh, I bet that would be very noisy indeed. I remember at uni, one girl was like, oh, I've got a flat in Soho. And I was like, oh, okay. And she literally lasted like 6 weeks and left. Yeah. A lot of people say to me, where's a good place to stay? There aren't really many hotels, I wouldn't say, in central Soho. I personally wouldn't recommend it. I think it's just a bit too much, going on. It's a little bit grubby. It also, I feel like this has actually been the smelliest video that I've made. I don't know, it's just wafts of rubbish everywhere. Whew. Oh, it's a bit too late in the day to get coffee, but this Algerian coffee shop has been here since 1887. Oh, I'm definitely gonna have to pop back here when it is the right time. A bit too late in the day for caffeine. I don't know, I struggle to drink caffeine past about 2 o'clock. Anyway, no one asked, but look at all these old knickknacks they've got at the window. How fun. And that is really cheap. Is that not? It's crazy busy in guess what? Another Joe and the Juice. But yes, you've got the Groucho Club. And kind of on Dean Street, this is where things get a little bit nicer with some private member clubs. He's got the roof down, still living the best summer life. I am not ready for autumn. I know people keep posting about pumpkin spiced lattes, whatever they're called. No. I feel like the year has gone, I can't even talk, gone way too quickly. I am not ready for it. Do not ask me about Vlogmas yet. I do like that some of the old shops are here. I'm really struggling to film this. People are going to have to be in the shots. Malt whiskey. It keeps to say Walt whiskey. Goodness me. Got this in the window. I can't say no anything about whiskey. But yeah, lots of old cool shops around here. I think this is a very popular area for American tourists. I've heard so many Americans. But speaking of other countries, this area down to the park, which I'll show you very shortly, after things got a little bit iffy and everyone got very poorly and lots of people died, a lot of French people immigrated to the UK and they settled in this area. And this was kind of known as the French Quarter for a long time. We've got the Michael Jackson musical over there. Isn't that where... Did Mary Poppins used to be there? I think it was. We're getting a little bit more musical, a bit more night out along here. Ronnie Scott's is this Frith Street? Yes, it is. A lot going on. And I can see a blue plaque, sorry. I have walked past quite a few of them. I haven't got my glasses, so I can't really read half of them. Right, what does that say? Mozart, that's quite a big deal, isn't it? Lived, played and composed for 1 year here. I feel like there should be like a rule that they have to do something there for more than a couple of moments, but Prince Edward Theatre, it's quite a cool entrance. And the reason I say that, I swear there are so many blue plaques and it's like, this person once stayed here for 5 minutes and you're like, come on. Do you see what I mean? It's a proper mishmash of architecture. You've got the old shop fronts, the original bits from like the kind of 1700s, and then new bits. So look at that pub in the corner. That's quite cool, isn't it? Dog and the Duck. And a lot of the logos of the restaurants, and you would have seen some of the flags as well, have got the pride, like the rainbow logo on a lot of their shop fronts. I kind of like that this place has got black windows, but yes, Mimi's. I've been there a few times, Henson's Bar. It's very nice, very cozy. Now, as I walk along, that sweeping statement at the beginning that a few years ago this was officially the unhealthiest place to live. It's got a bit better, I think. I think it's got a little bit better. I'm trying to think back in the day when I was here for uni. Like, it's a bit cleaner. There's a lot more going on. Some of those posh shops, which is interesting, some very expensive shops. It's still got a way to go. You have got some expensive bars. You've got the Sussex. Yeah, it's a bit of a strange one. As I say, you either love it or you hate it. You may have noticed I have my jacket on, then I take it off. I can't tell because it's sunny and then it's not sunny. It's right, there isn't much sunlight and warmth because of how many buildings are here. And I'll tell you this for free, give the video a thumbs up, I'd appreciate it. But did you know the name Soho came from like the early 1700s? There was a guy who used it as a term to rally up the men, Soho, and it's stuck. That's what the area then got named, and places like New York and Hong Kong have adopted that. So there you go. Soho was originated here in London. And with the bell dinging in the background, as I pan across, we have Soho Square Gardens, kind of where it all started. Man's got his music box and he's taking it with him. So yes, around this square is where things started. And this was the fancy aristocrat area, which it isn't anymore, let's be honest. So you have that weird mix of old and like 60s and then more like 2000s actually, quite a lot of Soho. You've seen there's quite a lot of construction going on. It's still got a long way to go. I'm trying to film into the gardens, but you may notice, I'll try and film them, there are these grey plastic things. There's quite a lot of them in this area because people go out drinking, people go to these two parks, literally that previous park and this one, they're the only two green areas in all of this Soho district. And there were 4 men to go to the bathroom because obviously women aren't allowed to have that right. I mean, I don't know how it would work, but yeah, they put these urinals, what do you call them, in the middle of the street. It's kind of gross. So yeah, try not to film people taking a leak. But as I briefly pan round, you will see every single bench is taken and there's not much green because there's nowhere to hang out around here. A lot of people will work in the area. There's a lot of offices. People want to hang out. They've gone to the shops, they got themselves some beers, and we're trying to enjoy the back end of the summer while it lasts. This little thing in the middle, it kind of reminds me of uni, actually. This was the fancy square that they made for all of the rich aristocrats to enjoy, but it obviously is open to the public, and rightly so. Oh dear, I was thinking no one was sat over here. It's because the bloody sprinklers going off. Is that necessary? This isn't the best time of day to make this video, is it? But you have a little statue there for King Charles II. All right, I think I've probably filmed people enough. People are having a few drinks. Let's head on out. It's a bit mad in here, isn't it? I think I find the buildings on the outside of the square a little bit more interesting. On Soho Square, look at that green one, that's quite cool, isn't it? I thought it would be busy, but I didn't think it would be this busy. It is absolutely mad. We are clinging onto the back in the summer. I can't believe how busy Soho Square is. I don't know, I prefer Hyde Park, I prefer Regent's Park, but I guess you're in the area, maybe you've been shopping, maybe you've been out for drinks, yeah, and it's not very grassy though, is it? Anyway, let me know. Would you live in an area like this? Is Soho your cup of tea? This camera is just not behaving. Subject lost. I feel like that's what this video should be called at this point. But anyway, let me know, are you a fan of Soho? I don't know, what other Sohos are you a fan of? The one in New York? Let me know in the comments. Is this the kind of place that you would be coming if you're coming on a London trip? It's definitely very touristy. I still think it needs a little bit of work, a little bit of development. Maybe in my lifetime it might happen, but probably not, let's be honest. It might be another 100 years. It's an interesting place. I'm actually gonna go and get some food and head on home because I am actually so tired. Guys, stay with me, subscribe, 1 video a week. Every Friday at 6 p.m. I'll be taking you on a little tour, I don't know, a little shopping excursion. I'm gonna still try to do videos out and about because it is nice to not be cold and not have an umbrella. I don't know, maybe I'll make my Tuesday video and at home vlog. Maybe I'll start doing video reactions. I'm not sure, might mix it up, might do the same thing. Who knows? Waffling, could get some food. Thanks for watching. Guys, remember, stay safe, get a strap, get a cool case. I can't believe how cute this is. Also, yeah, not looking so fresh now. Check out Casetify, use the link in the description, and go and have a browse, treat yourself. Anyway guys, bye, and I will see you next week. Ta-ra!